Alright, welcome back all. So, as I mentioned during my last trip in the UK, I bought a ton of planes, especially some new kits that I really wanted to own. The next one is one thing that I think most Dutch people have been waiting on for a while, after announcement at least. It's the final flight of the F16. So through the Netherlands there was a flight that went from one airbase to the next airbase and took a whole flight with F16 squadron, with this one specially painted in the center, and made a flight over the Netherlands as a final goodbye flight, let's say, for the F16 because of its replacement coming in, the F35. And also most F16s are slowly going to export to Ukraine now. So a really cool scheme. They took the pictures of one of the local photographers, which is really cool, a Dutch guy, which made some remarkable cool pictures of the plane. So they made a little sleeve on the box. So for us it's a standard F16 box, but they actually took the time to make a cool limited edition sleeve, which looks really nice. So thank you, I think Danny Reinen. Very excellent photos, sir. Really cool. Good that Hobby Master chose yours. For the rest, standard F16 box, although only the sticker. The rest, it remains the same as the ones we saw last time from F16s. So nicely packaged, explanation on the inside, and then the model easily shown. But I already see a really cool SIF print marking, which looks really nice. With no further ado, now I'm curious myself how this will look. The box on this one is a bit still brand new, so opening it's probably going to be a nightmare. Not so bad. Let's see what we got. So boxes for now not needed. I also got some questions from you guys, like what do you do with the boxes? I keep them. I like to have things complete, especially if I would resell or if I would store them myself if I'm not displaying. I think that the original packaging is the best way to go. Personal opinion, I see a lot of guys that throw away the boxes, but I know that then after that, sending it or even transporting it yourself when you're moving, it's impossible without doing it with damage. That's why I like the original packagings. It's a standard F16 packaging, so all Hobby Masters are standard packages. It's just a little bit of tape added to all corners. Some extra parts, by the way, that I will remove now. They store them in the bottom. Well taped. And of course a stand. This one will be displayed on the wheels because it will go next to my other F16s from the Netherlands. Let's see if I can get it out. So packaging, same forming, even a little bit of tension like extra foil to save the canopy of scratching on plastic. So excellent there. And then again, the same fragile F16 pitot. So really take your time with taking it out of the box. When you grab it, gently push down on the knocks, and it should pop out something like that. Wow. Damn, this is really cool. The print, I'll see if I have it on picture correctly. I can go even closer. Really cool. Really cool model. I know that one thing you guys need to really pay attention on is these guys here. They're plastic and they're glued in. They snap off way too easy. Probably within a few years they will fall off. But then just re-glue them, of course. But it's something you really need to pay attention on. Don't pull on their wings. The rear wings at least. The rest of the fuselage is quite strong, except for this last weak part. It's the pitot that I mentioned also already with the War Falcon. But for the rest, really cool. A really good replica in scale. Nice. So wheel assembly, as I mentioned already, this one will be displayed on wheels. Wheels are quite standard from this one. It's just base gray because there was no special paint on those parts. And then the pilot, funny size difference with the earlier one that we saw from the Eurofighter in another video that was posted. Standard pilot for the F16. So the other parts we'll keep on the side for now. We don't need them. Then as for parts, it came actually with some guided bombs, missiles, tanks. So that's really cool, nicely done by Hobby Master. Stand came with the removal tool, so that's nice. We don't need the stand for this one, as we're gonna display on wheels. I'll see if I can make a shot after this with all the other F16s in the cabinet, so that I can show you guys how it looks versus the other ones. But as I mentioned, a lot of Dutch people were waiting for this one, and I noticed that it's gotten popular because I think it's mostly sold out already, at least big portions of it are sold out even in the UK, because the scheme is quite popular. So already noticing one problem, unfortunately mine has the cover here, it's glued in too early, so it's sitting a bit crooked. I'm gonna correct that, or probably gonna ask the store to send me another part, but for now we're gonna make it happen as is. Luckily I have some spare parts for these planes. So what happens now, you see it falls down a bit. Then for the pilot, let's see if we can get it in. I know that the F16 canopies are quite hard, but in general they're quite good. Let's see if we can put some parts on this thing. So I cut these bags always open. Personally, I don't like the bags. They're one-time use. After this, I will use a Ziploc bag to put the parts in. So, standard gas tanks under wing, center gas tank, also standard, but nicely made. Drop bombs, I will install them because I like weapons on the planes, but I don't think the last flight had any weapons on it. Need to check the images actually, could be. So missiles, they click on quite easily. If not, take your time with it. They're quite fiddly. If you by accident kick off one of the rockets off the frames, don't worry, some glue will take care of that. There's no need to worry and go contact your dealer. It happens, it's all glued together at the end of the day. So no surprise that sometimes things fall off. So one wing completed, looks really nice. Then there is a cover up part here, so the stand cover, let's say, you can make the blind hole go away, which is really nice. Looks a bit like that. See if we can get the tank on in the middle. I had some past issues with this sometimes. This one, it luckily goes in one stroke. So I'm happy. Let's see if we can install the rest. This one all actually goes on quite easy, I have to say. But as I said, take your time with it. Don't overpressure it. It just, if something falls off, don't get stressed out by it. So full armed and tanked. So a small close up. I stand corrected, by the way, on the wheel cover. I just took orange line out of the cabinet and it actually is correct. So please take my note away. But look at that print. The detail, all the missions, the countries where they've flown and fought. Even the little detail of Fokker, assembly of Fokker. Really, really cool. I'm really happy that I pre-ordered this one. It's superb. Even if you're not from my country, I really recommend this plane. Really well detailed, really cool. So let me gently care pick this up. Details are abundance. On the bottom it's quite boring, but for the rest, an absolute steal of a look. And the canopy closes correctly, so that's really nice. So next to another more unique F16, I'll shoot a big picture in the cabinet where it's gonna sit. I already made a spot for it. So as I mentioned, I would show a small video of my Dutch section. So it sits really cool next to my Volkel another JO20O, so single-seater and a double-seater standard Dutch, and then the four-wheel one. And of course the standard demo team, and of course the other Dutch that I really like. So thank you all. Thank you for this time again that you guys have shown in my video. I really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you all.